Welcome friends, I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up, and I'd like to show you how to make this cute little gift card holder. And you've got a place for your gift card, or I've got my business card here. First of all, I want to tell you that you don't need to worry about measurement or worrying about taking notes, because if you want to just come over to my website at bevadams.com, you can print out this PDF that has all the supplies you'll need, all the dimensions to cut, step-by-step directions, and a picture of the completed project. So let's get started. I started with the gift card holders that come from Stampin Up, and they're already scored and cut for you. And you will notice, first of all, or you should notice, that there are slits in two of the corners. The other two are kind of near the middle. I'm going to put a piece of this Lullaby Designer Series paper, and it's called Lullaby, but it's got just gorgeous designs on it. It's got kind of a boyish color on one side and a girlish color on the other, but I didn't really see anything that limits it to babies. And I'm going to adhere this to this bottom section just to decorate it a little bit. I am using the Fast Fuse, but you could use any of our adhesives for this part. But even though the Fast Fuse looks expensive, I think it's actually going to be my adhesive of choice, because it's as inexpensive as the snail, and it holds a lot better. It does have a learning curve for using it, so be patient with yourself. And then we're going to make the typewriter, tap tap tap, from the tap 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 set. And I'm using baked brown sugar and baked brown sugar cardstock. It's not a perfect match for the craft gift enclosure, but it's pretty close. And I'm going to tap 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 my ink on there, and I'm going to stamp the typewriter, and then you should have plenty of space to stamp your note, but that worked out nicely. And then I'm going to cut these out for 5, the 5th square in, and I want to center it on the typewriter. And then I'm going to use the banners framelets, and this is the second from the smallest. Now it's a longer banner than this stamp set, but it'll be really easy to just snip that off and run it through the Big Shot. All that popping is normal, just fine, don't worry, nothing's breaking. And then we can just pop these out. I'm going to use our corner punch. Love this corner punch. I used to have to worry about turning the punch over and trying to match the corner. And this one I can just put in, and the guides actually function for me. Love it. Okay, then I'm going to sponge all the way around. So this sponge dauber insert is available at bevadams.com. And then I'm going to just sponge around the edges. You could use a Stampin' sponge too. Just gives a little bit of rustic feel. Okay. And then I'm going to cut a slit And if you're using a blade, be sure to keep your fingers out of the way. I'm going to cut right where the paper goes into the typewriter. And honestly, if you're going to be we're going to put a piece of paper in there, so we're going to cover up where the paper is. So don't worry about poking a hole in that part. And I'm cutting out right along the edge of where that paper goes in. And I love our snips. They get in where you want them. Okay. I also wanted to stamp that same typewriter on a piece of Whisper white cardstock. Now I don't need to worry about all of it because I really just want that paper. And I can stamp my greeting. This greeting set, tap, 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 comes with 3 little greetings. Hello, my friend, thinking of you, and hi. And I'm using hello, my friend. And I really just need to cut the sides of the paper, the top, and then just kind of continue on and maybe narrower so it'll fit through your slot. And I'll snip off about that far because I'm going to just slip it into the slot we cut and then match up the images like so. And then you can tape that in with any kind of product. I'll just put a little bit of fast fuse in there, and that's ready to go on. When you put it on your gift card, again, you don't want to cover up where the gift card is. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the bottom corners. And then I'm going to just kind of set this here and put dimensionals on the top of that Designer Series paper, small enough to make sure that it's between that typewriter image. So I'm going to just stick that on top like so. On the other side of this, we're going to do some stamping. And so first of all, I want to use my bone folder to crease the scores. So I kind of have to keep opening it and closing it. This part I'm going to want to put the alphabet so that this is right side up. So I'm going to keep that right side up. And then stamp the alphabet. And then I'm going to stamp tap, tap, tap. All kinds of different directions. I'm going to flip it back this way again. This side, this is right side, this is the top now. So I'm going to keep that at the top and stamp this section. Now, if you want to put a piece of scrap paper up here to keep this from stamping up here, you can, or you can just let it fold over, like so. I just kind of want to cover that whole section with tap, tap, tap. Now, this one's right side up, this one's right side up. Now, this is the top of the sides. And again, you might want to put your sticky note in here. This is the top. Switch this over to the other side. Now, to close it up, you're going to, it doesn't really matter which side you do, you need to work your way around in a circular motion here. In other words, you're not going to do the opposites. You're going to do a bottom side, top side. And then the last one, you kind of tuck it in. And it's kind of self-closing. We're going to wrap some linen thread around. I just love this look. 2 or 3 times. Up to you. And then you need to cut it long enough to tie a bow. And then I'm going to put a metal button in. Now, a couple of tricks. Trick 1 for threading a button is to use a threader. This is one I got from the fabric store. I've also used a nylon threader that is used for threading dental floss, and either one of them will really work. I'm going to go up. Because it's 4 holes, I want to make it look like it's fully sewn on, so I'm going to cross diagonally. And go down. And then I'm going to go back up. So then when I go to tie this, it will look like it's got the full cross for the threaded button, like it's stitched on all the way. You could just use 2 of the holes if you want, that's okay too. Now I want to tie it pretty tight. Because this is the one that just went one direction, I'm going to tie it tight with that one. Pull that one tight and then tie my knot. Then I'm going to grab my 1/16 hole punch. I still have the one that I got when Stampin' Up used to carry it. I'm going to just punch a hole. I love the new ones because they've got a longer nose to them, and I will probably pick one of those up, but I had so many things on my wish list that it didn't make my first cut. And again, here's another opportunity for the threader. And now I can just tie a bow. I'm not worried about the button being in the wrong place because I can just slide that around. There we go. And I want to snip my ends. There we go. And my project's done. Thank you for stopping by. Again, come on over to my website if you would like to order the supplies for it, or print out your directions or your dauber case information. It's all right there for you. Talk to you soon.